Hello and welcome back to Deep Sleep Creep's YouTube channel. Today we're going to be listening to 3 more horror stories. If you enjoyed listening to it, please consider commenting and subscribing. So get comfortable and let's begin. For context, I'm a 16-year-old high school male and was in the middle of studying for my tests one night when I received an odd notification from Snapchat. Her username was something like Alexia676992, and I added her back, thinking her Bitmoji looked cute. Little did I know that this innocent and naive decision would set off a chain of events that would haunt me for a long time. We started chatting, and soon enough, Alexia and I were sending cute pictures, funny messages, and getting to know each other better. She quickly became a significant part of my daily routine. We shared our dreams, our favorite movies, and even some of our past traumas. It felt like we were a perfect match. As the weeks went by, the excitement of our conversations grew, and I couldn't stop thinking about her. Finally, I built up the courage to invite her to one of my baseball games. I thought it would be the perfect opportunity to meet her in person and take our connection to the next level. The day of the game arrived, and I was on cloud 9. My teammates could tell something was different about me. I was so focused on that evening's meeting that I could barely concentrate on anything else. When I told them what I was doing after the game, they teased me and berated me like any friends would do. Then the coach told them to knock it off and focus on the game, which I was relieved about. I just couldn't wait to meet Alexia. The game was intense, but in the back of my mind I was already planning what to say to Alexia when I saw her. Also, I was beating myself up for not bringing flowers. As the sun began to set, the stadium lights came to life, casting long shadows across the field. The final inning was upon us and we were tied. I was on the pitcher's mound, ready to make the game-winning pitch. The adrenaline surged through me as I gripped the ball. With all the strength I could muster, I hurled the ball towards the batter. Strike 3! The batter was out and the crowd erupted in cheers. We had won, and I had secured the victory. But as the celebrations faded into the background, my mind raced back to my plans with Alexia. I rushed to the back of the bleachers, my heart pounding with anticipation. I scanned the area, but there was no sign of her. My phone remained ominously silent, devoid of any messages from her. Suddenly, a man emerged from the shadows, his face obscured by the dim light. My excitement turned into unease as he approached me. His voice was calm, but there was something off about him. "Hey there," he said. "You must be the guy Alexia's been talking to on Snapchat." Nervously, I nodded. "Yeah, that's me. Where's Alexia?" The man took a step closer, and a sinister smile played on his lips. "I'm a friend of Alexia's. I wanted to talk to you first, for her protection, you know." My heart raced, and I began to sense that something was terribly wrong. "Okay," I stammered. "Let's talk." He gestured towards a dark sedan parked nearby. Every instinct in me screamed that I should not go with this stranger. "No thanks," I said hastily. "I'd rather wait here." The man's smile vanished, replaced by a menacing scowl. "What are you talking about?" he muttered. "Don't be stupid, just get in the van. It's not that hard to meet the woman of your dreams. All you need to do is get in the van," he said, smiling with his missing and pasty yellow teeth. He started to grab my arm, and with that, I turned and bolted away from him as fast as my legs could carry me. I could hear his maniacal laughter echoing behind me, but he didn't chase me. I didn't stop running until I reached the safety of my teammates and the stadium lights. As I caught my breath, my phone buzzed incessantly with messages from the man who had lured me there. He taunted and harassed me, reveling in my foolishness. He said stuff like, "You're a real idiot. Next time I will be more persuasive and use a decoy." In a panic, I blocked him, hoping that would be the end of it. But the terror of that night would stay with me for a long time. I had learned a harsh lesson about the dangers of trusting strangers on the internet, and I couldn't help but wonder what might have happened if I had gone with that man to his car. Alexia, it seemed, had never existed, and I was left with a chilling reminder of just how easily we can be deceived online. High school was supposed to be about classes, friends, and teenage drama. But my life took a chilling turn one day when a new kid joined our class. He was the kind of guy who easily blended into the background, so at first I didn't pay much attention to him. He was tall and skinny and just average looking. Nothing too crazy. Little did I know that he'd turn out to be the source of my worst nightmares. After a few weeks, my friends started acting strangely around me. They would exchange nervous glances and hushed whispers whenever the new kid's name came up. Finally, one of them couldn't keep it in any longer. "Have you seen his Snapchat stories?" my friend asked one day, her voice trembling. "He's posting weird stuff about you." My heart sank. I had no idea what she was talking about. She showed me his stories, and there it was, snapshots of me at my locker, in the parking lot, and even in my car. The creepy part. There were no captions, no explanations, just me, unknowingly going about my daily routine. Those eerie stories sent a shiver down my spine. Someone was watching me, documenting my life, and I had no clue who it was. It felt like a nightmare come to life. Needless to say, I was on edge. I started to realize that he was in fact stalking me. In the library, I'd see him keeping a safe distance away, but in front of me. In the classroom, I'd catch him staring at me any chance he gets. Going in and out of the bathrooms, he was being casual by getting a sip of water from the faucet between the bathrooms each time I went, which I found mostly weird because everyone who's been to this high school knows that those faucets don't work. Finally, I couldn't take it anymore and decided to confront the new kid head on. I added him on Snapchat that I got from my friend. Immediately, he added me back and said, "Hey, how's it going?" I responded, cutting right to the point with, "I know you've been stalking me and I need it to stop. If I see or hear any more of you taking pictures of me, I'll be calling the cops." He didn't respond. He just left me on open. So hopefully I thought that was the end of that. Until one night when I was studying in my room, I thought I heard shuffling noises from outside my window. I looked out my bedroom window that was on the first floor and saw nothing. I shrugged it off and convinced myself it was due to recent events that I could be hearing things. Then I had a thought, why not look at his Snapchat location? I mean, he still hadn't unfollowed or blocked me. When I opened up Snapchat and went to the locations tab, that's when I realized something horrifying. The app said he was right at my house and right outside my bedroom. Panic and anxiety began to seep in as I was trying to wrap my mind around how this could have happened. Then I remembered I had my location on too, which is how and why I could see his. Then he sends me a Snapchat image of my shocked face in my bedroom when I noticed his location. With adrenaline, I ran to the living room and told my parents what was going on. The police were called, and luckily I had snapshots, and so did my friends on what he's been doing. My parents said they talked to the police and took care of it. They will later talk to the principal next morning about the situation. The new kid was expelled, and his family was forced to relocate to another school district. But the trauma of that ordeal would linger for a long time. All I know is that I'm happy he's out of my life and will be much more cautious next time on Snapchat and turn my location off. Also, it taught me to never underestimate the power of obsession. A long time ago, I was just a girl in middle school, when one day I was bored out of my mind during classes and decided to add a new friend on Snapchat. At first, it seemed harmless, just a way to connect with someone new. Little did I know that this seemingly casual decision would lead me into a nightmarish world of unsettling and creepy events. It all started when I added a username that popped up in my quick add suggestions. The Bitmoji looked normal enough, and I figured, why not make a new friend? We started chatting, sending each other goofy pictures and memes, and it felt like I had made a new friend online. I didn't think much of it, but as the days went by, something began to feel off. The Snapchats from this friend became increasingly strange and unsettling. At first it was just odd emojis or cryptic messages, but it quickly escalated to something far more sinister. One evening I received a Snapchat from this friend, and it was a video. I hesitated but finally tapped to open it. What I saw sent shivers down my spine. It was a video of me, standing in front of my house, recorded from behind our tall bushes we have in our yard. There was no caption, no explanation, just the eerie video of me. I felt my heart race as I looked around and was unable to see anyone nearby. My mind raced with questions. Who was this person and how did they know where I lived? Fear gnawed at me, but I couldn't bring myself to reply or confront them. Instead, I decided to be cautious and vigilant, thinking it might all just be a sick joke. But the unsettling Snapchats continued. Pictures of me at school, in my favorite hangout spots, even at family gatherings, all without my knowledge or consent. The absence of captions only made it creepier, as though the person was silently documenting my life. One night, I couldn't take it anymore. I decided to confront this mysterious friend. I sent a message, demanding to know who they were and why they were doing this to me. Their response was cryptic and disturbing. "You'll find out soon enough," they replied, accompanied by a chilling bitmoji of a smiling face. The suspense was unbearable. My nights were plagued by anxiety and sleepless hours, wondering when they would strike next and what they meant by, "You'll find out soon enough." Then one day, I received a Snapchat with my current location, pinpointed on the map. My heart raced as I realized that this person might be nearby. I looked around the room, but nothing seemed out of place. Suddenly, a figure appeared outside my window, their face obscured by a clown mask. I gasped, frozen in terror, as they held up their phone to take another picture of me. That was the breaking point. I screamed for my parents and they rushed into my room, but by the time we looked outside, the figure was gone. Terrified and traumatized, I showed them the unsettling Snapchats that I took pictures of, and they immediately contacted the authorities. The police began investigating, but the person had vanished without a trace. To this day, I don't know who that creepy Snapchat friend was or what they wanted from me. The experience left me scarred and wary of the dangers that lurk online, reminding me that the virtual world can be just as sinister as the real one.